All right, let's talk about the future. Because right now, a massive shift is happening in artificial intelligence. By 2026, the way we work with AI is going to be completely unrecognizable. We're moving beyond just having conversations with AI to becoming the architects of AI-powered systems. Let's dive in.
I know. That's a pretty bold thing to say. But trust me, the skill of crafting that perfect sentence to feed a chatbot, well, it's not going to be the main event anymore. Why? Because the entire game is changing. It's no longer about just talking to an AI. It's about building with it.
So what exactly is this great shift? It's simple, really. We're moving from an era where AI just generates content to an era of autonomous action. The focus is shifting from AI that can speak like a human to AI that can actually act like a human. And this brings us to a whole new identity for us. You see, in 2024, most of us are what you'd call operators. We type, we ask, we copy, we paste. It's very hands-on. But by 2026, the people who come out on top will be the architects. They won't be down in the trenches writing prompts. They'll be at a higher level, designing the automated workflows and intelligent systems that do the work for them.
Now, to really get this shift, you have to understand one core distinction. A large language model, an LLM, is kind of like a brilliant brain in a jar. It knows a ton of stuff, but it can't do anything on its own. An AI agent, on the other hand, that's the whole package. It uses that brain, but it also has memory, it has goals, and, critically, it has access to tools like databases and APIs to go out and execute complex tasks all by itself.
So, what's fueling this agent revolution? Well, there are 5 major trends that are all hitting at the same time to completely change how work gets done. Let's break them down.
First up, specialization. The era of the general, do-everything chatbot is coming to an end. The future is all about vertical agents. We're talking about highly specialized AIs trained for one specific job, like a legal agent that lives and breathes compliance, or a lead generation agent that can run your entire sales pipeline. They give you predictable results and a clear return on your investment.
Second is multimodality. Agents in 2026 won't just be reading text. Oh no, they'll be processing images, video, audio, and data tables all at the same time. I mean, just imagine uploading a screen recording of a software bug and having an agent watch it, diagnose the problem, and then go fix the code. That level of context is what makes their decisions so much more powerful, so much more human.
Trend number 3 is a huge one: democratization. You are not going to need a PhD in machine learning to build powerful AI anymore. Thanks to the rise of no-code and low-code platforms, if you understand business logic, you can build your own agents. It's becoming less about writing complex code and more about snapping together visual blocks.
All right, our 4th trend is swarm AI. Here's the deal. Agents won't be working as lone wolves anymore. The really complex problems are going to be solved by teams of specialized AIs working together. Think about it. You'll have a research agent that finds information and hands it off to a writing agent who then passes a draft to a reviewing agent, all of them communicating and working in one seamless automated pipeline.
And finally, our 5th trend is background optimization. You know, the most valuable agents might be the ones you never even see. They'll be working silently in the background, 24/7, constantly monitoring your business metrics and making tiny adjustments in real time to maximize efficiency, all without a human needing to lift a finger.
Okay, so we've seen the trends. We know the landscape is changing and it's changing fast. So now for the most important part, what can you do to get ready? This is your survival guide for the new age of AI.
The key question, really, is how do you make that leap from being an operator to becoming an architect? It's not about memorizing 100 different tools. It's about mastering a handful of fundamental meta skills. And here they are, the 7 essential skills that are going to define success in 2026. We've got grounding, using an LLM counsel, orchestration, vibe coding, curation, knowing your human advantage, and finally, having the wisdom of restraint.
First on the list is grounding. This is, without a doubt, the most effective way to kill AI hallucinations. You know when the AI just makes stuff up? Well, instead of letting a model pull from its huge generic memory, you ground it in reality. You force it to use your specific data, your corporate documents, your meeting transcripts, your internal databases. And just like that, no more confident nonsense.
For anything that really matters, never trust a single AI model. This brings us to skill number 2, using what I call an LLM council. It's simple. You run the same critical task through several different models, you compare what they all say, and you only act when you see a clear consensus. This one process dramatically cuts down the risk of one model's random error.
Skill number 3 is orchestration. And folks, this is the master skill of the new era. It's the ability to think in systems, to connect different AI agents and tools into a single, seamless, automated workflow. It's about shifting your focus from mastering individual tools to mastering the connections between them.
Next up is something called vibe coding. I know it sounds like science fiction, but it's already here. This is the ability to build working software and tools just by describing what you want in plain English. If you can clearly explain your goal, you can bring it to life without being a professional coder. This is a core skill for every AI architect.
Skill 5 is curation. And think about this for a second. When AI makes generating content basically free and infinite, what actually becomes valuable? Your judgment, your taste. The new bottleneck isn't creating things, it's deciding what is worth creating. Your role shifts from being a creator to being an editor-in-chief, whose job is to filter all that noise to find the real signal.
And finally, we have 2 skills that are really just 2 sides of the same coin. The first is leveraging your human advantage, knowing exactly when to step in and inject your unique experience, your intuition, your creativity into a system. And the second is restraint, which is the critical wisdom to know when not to use AI, to preserve your own ability to think critically and avoid just outsourcing your brain.
Now, this new world of autonomous agents, it isn't all sunshine and roses. With all this new power comes very real risk, and we absolutely have to talk about the dark side of autonomy. We've all seen some funny AI text hallucinations, right? A weird poem, a wrong fact. But now we're facing something way more dangerous: action hallucinations. This is where an agent executes a series of steps that seems logical to it, but is actually catastrophic in the real world. The stakes are infinitely higher when an AI can act, not just right.
So, to manage these risks, a whole new technical infrastructure is starting to emerge. We're seeing standardized protocols like MCP, which lets agents share tools in context, and A2A, which lets them talk to each other. But honestly, the most important piece of the puzzle is governance, building strong systems with a human in the loop to approve any critical decision.
And the risk isn't just technical, it's geopolitical. Russia, for instance, has launched a $29 million initiative to use AI for advanced internet censorship. They want to block VPNs and cut off their developers from the global infrastructure. This threatens to create a splinter net where technology is used to build walls instead of bridges.
So, let's bring this all home. We are entering a new age. It's an age that won't be defined by the operators of tools, but by the architects of entire systems.
Here's the final takeaway, the one thing to remember. Software autonomy is the new currency. Your value in 2026 won't be measured by how fast or how clever your prompts are. It'll be measured by the sophistication, the efficiency, and the safety of the autonomous systems you can design and lead.
So, the only question left to ask is, are you ready to stop being an operator and start becoming an architect? Because the future of work really depends on it.